This week on Pop's Culture Podcast, we discuss the things on everyone's mind. How has dating changed? Are aliens real? And what in the world does the word Delulu mean? We have these answers and more on this week's episode of Pop's Culture Podcast. Sit back and enjoy Pop's Culture Podcast.
All right, folks, we are back with Pop's Culture Podcast. I'm Chris, and this is
Pop.
Hey, all right. So we've got a great one planned for you guys tonight. We're just going to kick straight into it. And one of the topics we want to talk about tonight, kids these days when they're wanting to date, they got to swipe right, they got to snap each other, they got to slide into somebody's DMs. I mean, there's so much junk going on with dating now.
We got in trouble for doing all that.
Well, that's what I was wanting to talk to you about. So, obviously, dating nowadays is totally different than when I was a kid, when you were younger. But I think the contrast is probably way bigger from when you were younger to where it is now. So what's the biggest difference from what you can see?
Well, when I was young and dating, we actually talked to each other.
Yeah.
You walked up and introduced yourself and talked to them.
Yeah.
I don't think kids nowadays, I don't think they can speak English.
Well,
And they don't know what to say to anybody if they ain't got that stupid phone in their hand.
I think don't get me wrong, I love my smartphone. I love having my phone. But, I mean, you just got a smartphone.
I don't know what to do with it. Only reason I got that because my wife told me I needed one.
You haven't needed it yet, have you?
No, that ain't nothing but an electronic leash.
Yeah.
Where you at? I'm at the shop, honey. Or, what are you doing? I'm in the bathroom now. I'm changing a tire on my truck. No, I'm dropping the kids off at the pool.
Oh, goodness. But, I mean, you're right. I mean, they're electronic leashes pretty much. And, and I think that, of course, I got a couple teenage kids and them having their phones, and there's just so much more accessibility now than there ever was.
To what?
Everything. Just everything. I mean,
stuff I didn't know till I was 30 years old.
Right? I mean, dating for kids now, but I think maybe it's probably, I know having access is a whole lot more now, but could you imagine when you were young, all the stuff that you did or that I did when I was young, if there had been a camera in everybody's hands?
Ooh. Ooh. My mama would have had a heart attack in her 30s. Not that I was bad. I just done some things mama probably wouldn't approve of.
Right. I think we all probably did that.
Yeah, but I didn't do it a whole lot. I was real shy and timid.
Right.
Just like I am now.
Yeah, I think everybody knows that about you.
Yes.
That's how most people describe you, as
yes.
Very shy and very timid.
Yeah.
You don't really like to speak your mind.
No. Not unless I need to.
And it just so happens that you need to quite often.
Well, a lot of people need to hear what I got to say.
I agree. I agree with that.
Like a philosopher, I'm always thinking, hey, there's stuff going on in my head. They got a team of doctors down there at the VA still trying to figure out my head.
Lord,
you're not crazy, Mr. Bell, but don't miss a dose of your medicine.
You probably murder somebody and get away with it.
Oh, yeah. I'm a certified card toter.
Oh, goodness. Talking about, being certifiable, I guess. Have you seen where recently Congress has kind of admitted that there might be UFOs, like there's evidence out there for UFOs? Have you seen that?
A little bit, but I've heard that all my life. I've seen one.
Really?
Yes, sir. Absolutely. I've seen UFOs.
Why am I not surprised?
I have. And as far as aliens, if you have any doubts about aliens being here, go sit in the parking lot at Walmart and just watch what's going in and out. Oh, with a Dollar General.
Yeah.
And there's some weirdos goes in there.
Yeah.
Especially over in Nauvoo.
Oh, man. We love everybody in Nauvoo, though, don't we?
Of course I do. I grew up in Nauvoo.
Yeah.
That might explain a lot. Explain a lot.
Oh, Lord have mercy. Well, let me ask you a question. Do you personally believe that there are aliens?
I was married to one. Of course I do. Absolutely. Let me tell you. I wasn't real sure, because back years ago, I had a drinking and a drug problem.
Yeah.
Well, I woke up one morning, sobered up, and thought, what in the world have I done? Now, this old gal, she about 6'3", about 365 pounds of romping, stomping, crazy. Had one big eyeball right in the middle of her forehead. Lord have mercy. Ooh. I thought, what have I married now?
And the sad thing is
You know,
you're telling the truth.
yeah, but say that, now there was a famous singer come out with a song right about that same time. Well, see, after I married, I was going to quit drinking. And after I woke up and saying, oh, you ain't much fun since I quit drinking.
Yeah.
I was scared of that.
Well, so was I. I remember well.
We talking about the same one?
I'm pretty sure we're talking about the
Okay,
same one.
'cause that's the only one I ever married like that.
I was going to say the same one that could stomp out brush fires.
Oh, now she had some feats on her.
Ooh.
Absolutely.
She was something else, but
Jury's still out on what that was.
well, I mean, I guess you make a good case for aliens.
There you go.
But I don't get into the whole conspiracy theory stuff that much, but I mean, if there were aliens, if there were
Life on other planets.
you know, I mean, it would make sense that if they had the technology to do so, that they would visit Earth, right?
I guess.
I mean,
I don't
we're
know
trying to
why they
visit other
wouldn't.
planets, you know.
Hey, we pretty.
Yeah, that's
We pretty.
I mean, I don't
Or
know.
maybe we just dumb enough they can come down here. Hey, we can take them up there in a spaceship with our little microscopes and diddle around with them.
Probe them a little bit.
Yeah.
Maybe they look at us like we're cattle. Maybe we're they view us like,
You know, maybe that's how hemorrhoids got started on Earth.
oh no,
You know, whoa.
like that's a funny word, hemorrhoids, but like
Why didn't they call that herroids?
or asteroids.
There you go.
Just saying,
That's not very nice.
it's not. But I mean,
Yeah.
it makes sense though, right?
We're still debating on whether he's mine or adopted. I love him, so I'll claim him.
Yeah, I've had too many comments about how much I look just like you to.
Yeah.
I used to tell folks we knew who the dad was.
We ain't sure about the mama.
Yeah.
Yeah, we know who the daddy is. We ain't sure who mama is. Yeah, I take that back. Your mama's a good woman.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Your mother was a good woman.
Even though she did run around without a shirt on half the time, according to you.
Now, you can't blame her for that.
Oh Lord. So
We're talking about the dating thing.
yeah, I was going to ask you. You never really
Well,
elaborated.
okay. When I was younger and we dating, you go ask her. You see a pretty girl, you go talk to her. Hey, tell her your name and would you like to go to a movie and get something to eat? You know, you take her to a real nice restaurant. If Jack's is closed, you go to McDonald's.
Right.
And if she's real pretty, you get her milkshake to go with it.
Uh-oh.
And you'd sit there and talk.
Yeah.
Nowadays, they got these little cell phones. They poke with the finger, the thumb, or whatever. Meet me at the mall. So we sit over there and text each other back and forth.
You know,
That just don't make a bit of sense.
Nadia just went on a date with a little boy. First time they went on a date together.
When?
The other night. They went on a date together, and she said that
Was it Milk Dud?
It was Milk Dud.
They went out.
They went on a date. But
he didn't tell me that.
Well, he asked my permission, and so I mean I give him my permission.
You didn't ask me.
But
I'm still your daddy.
Well, I understand, but I think he understood too.
Well, I told him at church, I said, son, I love you. I am a God-fearing man. I'll do anything in the world for you. But I ain't got a problem shooting you.
Well,
if you do my granddaughter wrong.
I'm a God-fearing man too, but you mess with my daughter, and I'll introduce you to him.
Yeah,
be honest
absolutely.
With you. But anyway, they went on a little date, and I asked her, when she got home, I said, well, how'd it go? And I'm trying to be supportive dad, I'm trying to be, I don't care nothing about being the cool dad, but,
right.
I don't want to scare my daughter to death. And
I don't have a problem with that.
Well, I
got you.
I'm trying to find that fine line between, wanting to lock her up in a tower somewhere versus actually giving her a little bit of freedom, because she's a good girl. She's a really good girl. She
is. I just finished building the lumber shed. I ain't got a problem building a room in there for her.
She's very conservative, and she loves the Lord, but I know kids these days have so much pressure on them.
Yes. Well, when me and your mama was dating, only dates we ever went on was to church.
Yeah.
On them false law singings.
And that was probably mostly Granny's doing, wasn't it?
Oh, it was all Granny's doing. Now, I was more scared of Granny.
Oh, yeah.
Than I was that alien I was married to.
I hear you.
Ooh.
You talking about
Granny, a little old bitty thing. But now, if there's ever been a saint to walk this earth in my lifetime, it was that woman right there.
Yeah, she's something else, man.
But now she could turn mean just as quick as she could be good.
You talk about her turning mean. So when we was growing up, we spent a lot of time with her.
Oh,
especially,
yes.
Especially in the summertime we weren't in school. I'll tell you right now, maybe one of the worst whoopings I ever got growing up came from Granny Margaret.
Really?
Yeah. Now, she wasn't, you said she wasn't a big woman. She was a little bitty thing. Very unassuming, but very matter of fact.
You betcha.
And
you betcha.
You didn't cross her, man. And I remember me and Justin were over there one day. Justin's my oldest cousin. He's the only cousin I got that's older than me, and he was kind of the ringleader of our little group there. And he and I used to love to play in the pasture there at Granny's house. And there was this one old dead tree right at the front of the pasture. And Granny says, y'all can play anywhere you want to, just don't climb that tree.
Of course.
Well, of course, what do? We climb that tree. Well, we're up there, and Justin's about 2 or 3 branches higher than I am, and Granny comes outside. She says, boys, y'all get out of that tree. Justin looks down and says, if we get down, she's going to whoop us. I was like, that's a good idea. I said, let's just stay up here. She can't get us up here. So she come back outside yelling again. Justin yelled down, we're not coming down because you'll whoop us. You ever have one of them moments where you hear something, you feel it, all before you realize even what it is?
Oh, yes.
I'm sitting here in this tree holding on for dear life, and all of a sudden I hear something whipping through the wind, and I felt like somebody shot me right in my thigh. And I look down, and there's Granny with a 16-foot-long cane pole, knocking me out of that doggone tree, doing her best to anyway. And I come flying down to that tree. I don't think I touched a branch coming down. And I landed in a full sprint. And let me tell you something. I was fast when I was a kid.
Oh, yeah.
Granny was faster.
Oh, yeah.
About every third step, here come that cane, hit me right above my ankle, just about took my feet out of me. She forgot about Justin.
Right
then. She chased me over that stinking yard, and I'm telling you, every third step, pow! Oh! She wore me out, son. I think another thing that probably has changed a lot since when you were younger, even when I was younger, is there's so many more things that kids are doing, like extracurriculars. Like with Nadia, she's a cheerleader. Last year she was in volleyball and she was a cheerleader. She's in, she does pageants. She does, you know what I mean? Like there's just always something to spend money on and spend time on. And kids always have somewhere they got to be or somewhere they got to go.
We had all kind of stuff to do too when I was coming up. Of course I played football, and I had hogs to tend to. After that, I had a Grandpa had a garden we worked in. We cut grass.
Right.
We worked a little part-time job in high school. Then we cut grass again. We had plenty to do.
Yeah.
We'd go fishing. Most kids nowadays don't even know how to bait a hook. They don't know how to hunt.
Yeah.
You know, kids nowadays, they want to go fishing. They go to Captain D's or Red Lobster. Ain't they still a Red Lobster?
I think so. I saw this thing where some guy or some young guy, he got in trouble, got arrested because he was trying to fish at the Bass Pro Shop in their big tank.
That ain't no big thing till you get caught.
Right. Yeah, problem is it's pretty right in the middle of everything, so you're probably going to get caught.
If you be real still, like Grandpa always told you, when you fish and look like a mannequin, they won't miss you.
Are you speaking from experience?
No, sir. No, I wouldn't do that. We didn't have a Bass Pro Shop. I don't reckon I've ever been in one.
Really?
No.
I've been in a few of them. They're cool. I mean, there's a lot of cool stuff in them. We went to the big one in Memphis, the big pyramid.
Yeah.
That was cool.
I ain't never heard of it, but I'm sure it was.
Yeah.
Now, I do know there used to be a state fish hatchery over there in Kerman Hill.
Yeah.
You'd get in a lot of trouble fishing over there.
Oh, yeah.
Now, they had some nice ponds out there. You get in trouble fishing over there.
I bet you would.
Yes, sir.
I remember we went over one time. They got that little, I guess it's sort of a little aquarium.
Yeah. Had that little building with them aquariums in there.
Well, that's a big old, they had a couple big old catfish in there.
Yes, sir.
Some big old.
And you know, if you go over there at a certain right time of year, you can get all the goldfish you want. That makes awesome bait. Till the game warden finds it out.
Talking about hunting and stuff, tell them a story about Papa Hollis, your dad, and Peanut.
Oh, my goodness.
They like to.
Well, let me tell you this.
Yeah.
My dad going to carry Peanut turkey hunting with him. Dad had this shooting house. Now, my dad, world champion turkey hunter. He had any kind of turkey call you could imagine. Never used a one. He'd put a 55-gallon drum of corn out in front of his shooting house and called himself a deer hunter or a turkey hunter. Well, Peanut went with him one morning. They was sitting there, old Peanut, he done kicked back. Now, Dad had a shooting house. It looked like a little condo.
Yeah.
Had a recliner in it. It was a big shooting house. Carpeted floor, insulated walls, paneled. It was nice.
Yeah.
Peanut done got in there, it's cold, or chilly. It ain't cold in turkey season, but fell asleep. And my dad, the grown man, I'll wake you up, son, when I see one, 'cause I want you to get you a turkey. My dad's as bad as any kid you ever seen. He saw the turkey, Peanut was asleep. He throwed that shotgun up at that window and shot. He caught Kevin about 2.5 miles down the road. He caught Peanut about 2.5 miles down the road. Scared him to death. Well, there's another time they was turkey hunting. They was coming out of the woods. Dad had a big old four-wheeler. Well, Peanut was on the back, holding his shotgun. Dad riding along. Well, the turkey flew over. Peanut threw that shotgun right up beside Dad's head and pulled that trigger. They ain't a hearing aid in the world that help Dad hear now. I mean, just right there, boom! And then, I'm sorry, Papa.
It didn't even hit the turkey.
No, he didn't hit the turkey. If he had to swing around, knock Dad in the head to hit the turkey, he just throwed it up and shot.
He wasn't that far from Papa's head.
I'm sure the barrel was almost touching his ear when he pulled the trigger. My dad ruined his hearing aid or ruined his ears and his diaper that day.
I was gonna say he had to change his diaper after that one. He said they was driving along. He wasn't expecting it at all.
No, Kevin just threw it up. Boom!
He said he about flipped the four-wheeler. He said he was trying to run away from it and it was on the back.
Oh man. Now He would get excited if he saw an animal.
Yeah.
I remember the first deer Peanut ever got. He come and told me, Dad, I got a deer. Really? What'd you kill it with? A 410. Would you shoot it with a slug? No. You had a little buckshot in it? No. Had a squirrel shot. How far away was you? I was probably 15, 20 yards, and you killed it with a 410? Yes, sir. Well, a few days later, son, tell me about that deer you killed. Well, it might not have been 15, 20 yards. It was kind of small deer. It was hung in a fence, and I just walked up and shot it.
He about put the barrel of the gun in the deer's mouth.
I mean, he wasn't 12 years old.
No, he actually was a little older than that because he was driving already.
Really?
Yeah. And let me tell you what's funny about that.
My goodness.
He was 15. I don't know if he was legally driving yet, but he was 15.
Oh, around here it's legal at 13.
Well, I know, but what's so funny is he come flying up. And me and my stepdad were outside washing my car. And here comes Kevin flying up into the driveway, and he's screaming. And for anybody that don't know Peanut, when he gets excited, or when he was younger, if he got excited, he would get pale.
Yeah.
He would hyperventilate. Like he would just, and he was as pale as a ghost. Come flying up in there, he goes, They're after me. Who's after you? The cops. Well, why are the cops after you? He goes, I killed a deer on somebody else's land. I was like, when? Just now.
This is the middle of summer.
Yeah.
No deer season.
No. We go back up there. This thing wasn't much bigger. This thing wasn't much bigger than a hound. It might have been 75 pounds. And it had tried to jump a fence. It got tangled up in the barbed wire. And he literally walked up to that thing with a 410. And if he didn't put the barrel of the gun in the deer's mouth, I'll kiss your rear end. But he killed
a deer.
He killed a deer. And I mean, we dressed it and ate it. I mean, it was good. I tell you.
Well, now, I did not teach y'all to hunt that way.
No, you didn't.
Let me tell you about another old man going deer hunting one time.
All right.
He's dead and gone now. I was kind of young when I heard about this. Now, this feller, first buck he ever killed, he was excited. Well, he had a brand new Weatherby 30-06. That man paid a lot of money for that. He shot that old deer. He run down there. He hung that shoulder strap on that deer's antler. Gonna pull its head around and look at it. That deer jumped up and took off. It wasn't dead.
Oh, no.
And I don't reckon he ever found that brand new Weatherby.
Oh, my God.
But that big buck took off through the woods with a rifle.
Oh, my. Still
slang
slugging around
hanging around his
Oh, my
antlers.
goodness. Somebody eventually.
I'm sure somebody I'm sure found a Weatherby.
Oh, my goodness.
Or they thought, hey, the deer are shooting back now.
They're armed.
Yeah.
All right. So, like we do every week, I like to throw some Gen Z vocabulary out there to you. And
I've learned a lot about that lately.
Yeah, and I know you're up on that stuff, and I appreciate it. And I'm glad you're educating our audience about what these words mean. So, I had a couple words that I heard that I wanted you to kind of tell us what they meant and let you educate us.
All right.
So the first one I heard was Delulu.
Oh, that's easy.
Yeah?
You ever watch Hee Haw back years ago?
Yeah.
The old gal on there. Healthy old gal.
Yeah.
She go about 6 1/4 on the hoof. Her name was Lulu. And if you Delulu, that means you lose a bunch of weight. That's a diet.
You Delulu. So Delulu is losing a bunch of weight.
Yeah.
All right. I like it. Did you say 6 1/4 on the hoof?
Yeah.
Ain't that how they measure cattle?
Yeah. Well, she had a pretty face.
Well, that's good. Ain't nothing wrong with a big girl.
No, sir.
All right. So the next word that I heard that I know you have an education on is no cap.
Yep. That's what a drill sergeant used to tell us when we went to barracks.
So, okay.
That means remove the cover.
Right, no cap.
Now, if you in a city, you got some of these little thugs, they ain't learned English real good. Somebody pointing a gun at them. No cap, no cap, no cap. That means don't shoot me.
Is that what that means?
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh, Lord have mercy.
No cap.
All right.
That's either you take your hat off, you ain't got a lid on,
Yeah.
or don't shoot me.
I like words that have double meanings.
Absolutely.
So, yeah.
I know a bunch of them.
Oh, Lord.
I use a lot of them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I got you. So, I know we were talking earlier, and you had mentioned you had a visitor the other day.
Yeah, old AI come sit with me for a while.
Yeah.
Now, we sat down here and talked a while. He was a little upset about his wife, old Bueller.
Yeah.
B.I.
Yeah. Her
Yeah.
turnip head.
Yeah, she tried all that Plexiderm, that old turnip head finally popped back out normal.
Oh, yeah.
Turned it went from a turnip head to a pumpkin head.
Yeah.
But now the only problem with that, her lips didn't pop out like they had been.
Oh, no.
I reckon she OD'd on that Plexiderm around her mouth.
Goodness.
Well, she was all upset. She wanted to go see one of them plastic surgeons.
Oh, no.
Well, I carried this old lady down there, her Bueller. She seen that doctor, and he said, well, we can take some of that fat out your hips and inject it in your lips.
Okay.
Hip lips.
Yeah.
Well, they did that. And you were to say that she's just so happy. It looks like 2 sticks of bologna laid across her face. She can't talk real plain now because it looked like, they swole up. But it looked like 2 whole sticks of bologna across her face.
What does AI think about it?
Hey, Tommy he said, I wake up in the morning, I starve to slap to death. I love bologna.
Yeah. Oh, my goodness.
You see them commercials on TV now, like they wouldn't even have thought about putting them on TV when I was growing up. But they got this thing out now for blood pressure, for diabetes.
Yeah.
You've seen that commercial about Jardiance? It's supposed to lower your A1C. I never knew I had one of them.
Well, how's your A1C now?
I don't even know where it is. I don't know what it is.
You better get it checked out from your doctor.
Well, what if I find out I ain't got one?
But
They might want to put one in. I've made it 60 years without one. But
you would have thought that doctor at MEPS would have found it.
see, evidently I ain't got one.
See, there you go. He was born without an A1C.
This Jardiance thing
Yeah.
and all this other medicine, side effects are worse than the disease you carry.
I'm telling you.
This Jardiance. Now, this blew my mind. Said one of the biggest problems is a tear in your perineum. Infection or tear.
In your perineum.
You know where that is?
Uh-uh.
We used to call that your taint. I mean, it's between that little spot between your butt and your genitals. How would you put a Band-Aid on that? You can't see it? And who you going to ask to put the Band-Aid on it for you?
You got to really have a good old lady.
But, some folks, I guess my age,
Yeah.
got a little hair down there.
Yeah.
And can you imagine taking the Band-Aid off once you figured out how to get it on?
But, Lord.
A lot of people think that's an ugly word, but it taints the butt and it taints the genitals. But how does a pill, swallowing a pill, tear that? Well, I checked on it.
Oh, no.
It lowers your A1C. Okay, you swallow this little pill, and it goes down, and as it goes through that all your pipeline, round and around and around, and it gathers up A1Cs.
Oh, no.
And time it gets to the bottom,
Yeah.
thing probably about the size of a cantaloupe. That's how it tears.
It's like a snowball.
Kind of like it. But that little pill picks up A1Cs, whatever that is.
Well, lucky for you, you don't have one.
I don't think so. I ain't never been treated for it. Ain't no doctor ever told me I needed a Jardiance, and they ain't no other way going to tear that.
No. Before we get out of here, just like we always do, I just want to say thank you to everybody that's watched, that subscribed, that shared. Keep doing it, guys. We're growing the audience, and we want to keep growing the audience. We love sitting around doing this. It's something, like I said, each week it's something we've always done. Just this time we got cameras pointed at us doing it. But I'm going to shut up. I'm going to give the floor to you and let you say what's on your heart, what's on your mind. And
Oh, sure, I'll own this floor.
That's right. Well, I'll get out of
You're just the boss.
I hear you.
No, I've got some stuff on my mind that I want to put out there. We're sitting in my workshop. I build all kind of stuff. Ain't nothing fancy. Everything I make is old fashioned. Everything is handmade. I sand, I cut every piece of material that's put together. It's just me. But when we get 100 or 1,000 followers, I'm going to build a really nice, I'll have it before then, double rocking chair.
Yeah.
They're really nice. I made the one I'm sitting in. But when we get 100 followers, we're gonna give one away to somebody.
1,000.
Oh, 1,000.
Yeah, we already got 100.
Well, okay. When we get 1,000.
Yeah, 1,000 followers.
Well, math wasn't my
That's all right.
subject.
You're an English major.
Yes, absolutely. Thanks everybody for watching. Stay with us. Subscribe. Or whatever you do on them things. I don't know anything about it. But the one thing I do know how to do, get up Sunday morning, go to church, put Jesus first, and everything will work out like it's supposed to. And have fun. See you next time.
Guys, thank y'all so much. This has been Pop's Culture Podcast. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, tell everybody that you know. And we'll see you guys next week. I'm Chris.
I'm Pops.
See you guys later.
You've been listening to Pop's Culture Podcast, where Pops educates everybody on all things pop culture and current events. Join us each week for brand new episodes, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Until next time, thank y'all for watching, and we'll see y'all next time.